I'm on a roll. That's the third time I took today already. I'm good. You guys put me in the hole. Who did this?
You may be seated. Seriously. Dearly beloved, we're gathered here today. Actually, I always find it funny how ministers find the need to explain why you're here today. I mean, you see what's up here. You see a girl in a wedding dress. By the way, Laura, you look amazing. Good job, D. She's standing up here with a handsome, well-dressed young man. And my brother Danny's up here as well, actually. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm sure you can take an educated guess and think that you're here for a wedding. Normally that would be true. Now, the part I was kind of puzzled with, Laura, I gotta speak to you a little bit. I'm sure everyone here got the same invitation I did. And when I was reading the invite, I asked my wife, I said, hey, is there more to this? She says, no, what do you mean? And so I flipped it over and reread it. And I was wondering, there was no mention on there about me making my professional debut as an ordained minister. I mean, call me crazy, but that's kind of selfish, Laura, just saying. So as a newly ordained minister, my life has taken a change for the better. There's a lot of services that I'm authorized to conduct. A number of them. Some will include, not limited to, obviously, weddings. With that said, on a side note, we have our cousin who's getting married in a few weeks. Yes, Brian and Mimi, I will do your wedding. I'm available. You're welcome. Lance, I'll travel up here for yours too, buddy. You're welcome as well. There's also, I can conduct baptisms. I don't know if you guys, not sure what's so funny right now, but not sure if you guys taking a look at these beautiful grounds, but there's a body of water right over here. If you guys need, I can grab a shot glass and some of the kids or maybe some adults need to be baptized, we can handle that today. I'll be around. However, the biggest perk that has come with this newfound power of mine has been the title of educator. I find myself often ending conversations, debates, or arguments with, I'm sorry, are you the educator or am I? So I find a need to walk around educating people. I practice on my wife very often. And to be honest with you, the results are really no bueno, but I'm not here to point fingers, but there's only one educator in my house, so you do the math. Now, Danny, I say all that to say this. If you only remember one thing from today, and trust me, based on that amount of alcohol you guys trucked in here, it's a good probability that may happen. Remember this, you guys, it's okay to disagree. It's actually expected, it's normal. You may even bicker at times. When you find yourself that you're wrong, quickly apologize and move on. Things are easier that way. Not done yet. In the rare occasion that you're correct, and yes, I said rare, do yourself a favor, buddy. Say nothing and move on. Because you'll soon find out that a happy wife is a much happier life. Now, with all that said, before I came up here and grabbed this microphone, I was given 2 points of advice. First was, this isn't about you, this isn't your day. I didn't know what that means because I'm a kind of shy person, more like an introvert, so that doesn't apply to me. The second was, and more importantly, she pointed at me and said, do not embarrass me. So in effort to doing that, because I actually feel like a lot of heat coming from like the direction of my wife, like just burning a hole like right there, I'm gonna move on and introduce you guys to my sidekicks up here, Danny and Laura. Let's give them a small hand here. All right. I said small hand. I see participation is gonna be at a premium today. So for those who have not had the pleasure of meeting, when I'm not marrying people, I play the role of Miguel, Danny's older brother. And yes, we're obviously here for a wedding, and we're here to celebrate the relationship of Danny and Laura, and to witness and support the commitment that they share with one another. Danny and Laura, they wanted me to thank everyone here and recognize how important each and every one of you guys are to their relationship and lives. They would also like to recognize all of those who couldn't make it today, although they are certainly missed but not forgotten on this day of celebration, especially their little girl Dakota. Now, Danny and Laura, actually, before I forget, speaking of important people, there were none more influential than Danny and Laura's parents. Mr. and Mrs. Castillo, congratulations, by the way. Mr. and Mrs. Marichal, congrats. Now, Danny and Laura, as you stand here today, I want to remind you of the serious nature of the relationship you're about to enter. From that yes in the sand in Costa Rica to that yes today, you've been making informal agreements and promises to each other. All the conversations held in long car rides over long meals that started with when we're married, continue with the I wills and you wills. All the talks that included someday, somehow, and the maybes. It's time. It's time to make those promises and commitments official with the exchange of your vows. Danny and Laura had decided to write their own vows. I believe Danny's gonna go first.
I promise to always be there for you, to support you, to make life never boring and always be fun. I promise to call you beautiful every day. I promise not to watch sports highlights more than twice in a night. I promise.
That's a big one.
I promise to take your advice and listen to it sometimes. But most of all, I promise to love you under any circumstances, happy or sad, easy or difficult, for the rest of my days. You are my best friend and my one true love. There is still a part of me that can't believe that I'm the one that gets to marry you. I love you.
How long are yours, Laura?
Daniel, this is truly the happiest day of my life. I know some may look at us and say that we're an unlikely couple, and I couldn't disagree. You don't really ever expect the jock and the nerd to end up together. But really, I think that you complement me perfectly. From the moment that I met you, you brought fun and adventure into my life. I began to get a crush on you when I saw you reading book after book. That was kind of unexpected.
Really?
I began to fall for you when I saw how devoted you were to your family and how much they mean to you. And then when you started working 80-hour weeks, cooking and cleaning around the house, and even watching your sports highlights with your headphones on so that I could study and make it through graduate school. That's when I knew I needed to spend the rest of my life with you. I can't wait to start this next chapter of our lives. I promise to support you and console you through tough times, like when the Patriots lose. And I can't wait to celebrate all the good times by your side. I will always be your biggest fan. Te quiero mucho, mi amor.
Danny and Laura will now exchange rings to symbolize their commitment. Rings are derived from the humble beginnings of imperfect metal to create something striking where there was once nothing at all. It is customary to wear that ring on the ring finger because that is the only finger with a direct vein to the heart. The wearing of the ring is a visible outward sign that they're committed to themselves, to one another. Danny, please take Laura's hand.
I give you this ring as a symbol of love for today, tomorrow, and all the days to come. Wear it as a sign as what we promised today. And know that my love is present even when I'm not.
Laura?
I give you this ring as a symbol of our love. For today and for tomorrow and all the days to come. Wear it as a sign of what we have promised on this day. And know that my love is present even when I'm not.
Danny and Laura, you have professed your love by exchanging vows. You have symbolized your commitment by exchanging rings. Now there's just one more question I need to ask each one of you guys, and then we're off to celebrate. Laura, do you take Danny to be your husband, to live together in the covenant of marriage? Do you promise to love him, comfort him? Do you promise to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, sickness and health, forsaking all others, be faithful to him as long as you live?
I do.
Danny, do you take Laura to be your wife, to live together in covenant of marriage? Do you promise to love her, comfort her, honor her, in sickness and health, and forsaking all others, be faithful as long as you live?
I do.
Now, by the power of me, power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Danny, you may kiss the bride.
A lot of pressure.
Jared, take one step over.
¿Puedo hacer que haga algo?
Will immediate family go to the left of photographer? We're gonna take some pictures over there. Immediate family.